and welcome along to episode 3 of Holy Cow, my Football Manager 20 save following the fortunes of the Indian national team under my management. So, in the last game, you'll remember we beat Saudi 1-0 at home, a result we weren't really expecting to get, which we thought would really leave us in a strong position in the group. If you look at the table now, things really are on a knife edge going into the return game against Saudi. It's the last game of the group, and as you can see, it's very, very tight at the top of the group. So, Saudi and ourselves currently sit on top in 16 points. Thailand are 3 points behind us. Now, we have to go to Saudi, which, as I've said, is a really, really tough place to go, and a place we probably expect to get beaten. Thailand are at home to Hong Kong, who are much weaker than them, and they will be expecting to get a strong result against them. So, for us to qualify, given the results of the other groups or whatever, we need to finish in the top 2, which means if we get beat by Saudi and Thailand win, there's got to be less than a 6-goal swing for us to make it into that second place. So if we lose 2-0 to Saudi and Thailand win 5-0 against Hong Kong, they will go above us. So it's really, really important that we get a decent result and hope that Thailand don't do anything spectacular against Hong Kong. But let's go and have a little look at the schedule screen, and you can see how we've got to where we are now. So after that Saudi game, the next team to come into town were Thailand. Now you'll remember we beat Thailand away in Bangkok in our first game in the group, but we were not as successful playing them at home, sadly. Unfortunately, in the Saudi game, our right midfielder had got injured and had to come out, so he was replaced, and the guy who replaced him was sent off after 30 minutes. Our star man, Chetri, only pulled a 5.7 rating, which is simply not good enough, and the whole team were flat. It was very much sort of after the Lord Mayor's show. So we lost that game 1-0, and that's kind of the main reason for the position we're in now, because as you'll see from the next round of fixtures, we went to Hong Kong and got a 1-0 win, and Sri Lanka were next to come to New Delhi, and we beat them 4-0. You'll also notice in the schedule, towards the end of the year, we have the South Asian Federation Championship. This is a regional competition where India should be the strongest team in the whole tournament. There are some smaller nations in there, Bangladesh are in it, Bhutan, Nepal, Afghanistan. So really it's our first and quite possibly only chance of silverware. So I look forward to that later in the year. But first, there are more pressing matters at hand, and we're off to Riyadh. So the squad here has a fairly familiar look to it. However, I have got a confession to make. Unfortunately, our starting deep-lying central midfielder, a guy called Haldar, had been injured for the last round of fixtures, and so was unavailable for the squad. And when it came to selecting the squad for this game, I completely forgot to add him back into the squad again. So, in a game where we really, really could do with some protection for our back four, we've got our second choice holding midfielder, and he's only a 2-star player. So that's going to potentially be an issue, but hopefully he can put in a performance a little bit better than his rating suggests. We have had to make a change in goal as well. Our first choice goalkeeper is injured, so we're bringing in Subrata Paul. Now he's a fairly solid looking goalkeeper, again a good rating, but he has a very high level of eccentricity. So I'm hoping that that doesn't kind of outweigh the strengths he has, and he doesn't go and do anything stupid. We have got one new guy in the squad, a guy by the name of Sisank Kotwal. Now he was actually scouted by our team playing his club football out in Guam. Which is a funny old place to go scouting, but there you are. But he has since moved back to India. He's playing with Punjab. The reason I hadn't been able to select him previously is he was suffering what was known as a severe spine injury, whatever that might have been. And he seems to have recovered from that, and he's made his way into the squad for the first time today. So, that's about it for the squad screen. Let's get on to the game. So here we are, lined up for the anthems and our traditional pre-match huddle. Now this might be a decision that comes back to bite me a little bit, but I decided to stick with our positive formation. I have got a more cautious formation that I'm supposed to use against the stronger teams, so I kind of wanted to give us a chance to try and attack Saudi a little bit and see if we can surprise them. But so far, 17 minutes into the game and we have not had an attack. This is the first highlight of the game and it's to them. Can we clear it? Oh, offside. Thank goodness for that. So that was a shot that the keeper tipped onto the post. The guy following up was offside, so that's good. So, actually, let's bring up the latest scores so we can keep an eye on what Thailand are up to. We have a throw in here, long old throw taken, unfortunately to nobody in particular. Saudi have picked it up, looking to build another attack, passing the ball around quite nicely. Long ball over the top. Oh, and they're one up. Oh, okay. So we're going to have to keep an eye on what Thailand are up to now, I think, by the looks of it. What a ball that was, mind. Over the top of everyone, into their striker. One touch and finish. Good goal, but we could really have done without conceding that. So, any news from the Thailand game? Nothing that I can see yet. So that's good. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Oh, Thailand, they've gone one up. They've gone two up. Okay. Okay, so we're currently got a... Oh, they've gone three up. Oh no. Suddenly that 6-goal swing looks like it might be happening. Some last-ditch defending there keeps us in the game. Now the first half has come to an end and we are getting battered. What to do, what to do? Do I go into the more defensive formation? I think I'm going to have to. And he might even drop him back there. Okay, let's start the second half and hope that we can be a little bit more solid now and restrict the opportunities that Saudi have got. Thailand's still 3 up according to this, so that's not too bad, as long as they don't go 5 up, or as long as we don't concede more. We are getting murdered here, aren't we? Look, there's 16 shots they've had and we've only had 2. Could this be a highlight for us, or are we going to give the ball away? Jingan chips it forward to nobody in particular. Good challenge. Oh, blimey, he went flying in there. Good job he didn't connect. Attack here for Saudi. And oh, that was one for the cameras there from the keeper, I think. So, any news from Thailand? Any more news? I can't see anything. Still 3-0. Okay, we're happy with that. I think it's about time for us to make a change. Oh, goodness. 2-0 Saudi. So that's a 3-goal swing now. 5-goal swing, sorry. Not 3-goal. 5-goal. We're 2-0 down and Thailand are winning 3-0. Right. Time to get defensive. I think we might take Karunian off. He's not playing very well anyway, and I think we're going to bring on a defensive midfielder. And we're going to pull him in there. Udanta Singh is on a yellow. I can't really afford him to get sent off. So let's give Kotwal a debut and put him up there. There's not a lot of width in the team, so we're going to have to defend pretty narrow. But, yeah. It's about all we can do, really. Try and get some bodies around the ball in the middle of the park. Thailand still 3-0, it shows there. Oh, an opportunity here for Saudi. Clear it. Oh, no! 3-0 Saudi. So if Thailand score, or Saudi score again, we've blown it. Oh my goodness, this is not good for the blood pressure. So we've lost 3-0. I was really hoping we'd do a little bit better than that today, to be honest. Could have restricted them to 1, maybe 2 goal advantage. But let's go and find out what Thailand have done and whether it's enough for us to make the next stage. Wow. Well, if anything could be described as by the skin of your teeth, it's this. Take a look at this table. It shows that we have qualified for the next round. Us and Thailand both finished on 16 points, both with a +8 goal difference, both with 13 goals for and 5 goals against. So the way the qualification rules here are, so it's points first, obviously, then goal difference, then goals scored. So we're equal on all of those, then it's the results between the two teams. And if you remember, we beat Thailand 3-1 away, and they only beat us 1-0 back at our place. So because of that 3-2 aggregate against Thailand, we finish above them. And the way the groups worked out, we were one of the top 4 second place teams. So we're through to the next round. It doesn't get any easier though. So let's take a little look at the groups. So here we are. You see we're in a group with the United Arab Emirates, South Korea, Iran, Iraq, that could be a little bit feisty, and China. So it's not the worst group. I mean, we've avoided Australia, we've avoided Japan. They're all in the second group here, but every one of those probably is what we should consider to be a tough match. But we'll give it a good go. If we can finish off the bottom of the group, that would be good. I mean, there's only 5 teams qualify for the World Cup from this. The top 2, and then the third teams play off against each other for the last spot. And we got no chance of finishing third in our group, to be honest. So yeah, we're just here for the ride. We'll see what we can do, see if we can pull off a shock result along the way. And let's have a little look at the schedule and see when I'm going to bring you back. So looking at the schedule, we have 5 games in the qualifying to play now before the South Asian Championship begins. The first of which is away to China. So I think that's a good place to bring you back. I just checked it out. The Hongkou football stadium where we're going to play is in Shanghai, and is apparently the home stadium of a team called Shanghai Greenland Shenhua. So hopefully we can go there, and Shanghai Greenland will become Shanghai FM20 land. Well, that's going to be it from me today. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this episode. I mean, it was full of drama, wasn't it? Whew, really went down to the wire. Well, if you have enjoyed watching it and you'd like to consider dropping a like on the video, I'd be really grateful. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Obviously we have this save and my AFC Bournemouth save running concurrently. Any comments you've got, I'd love to see them too. Hopefully you got plenty to say about today's episode. Finally, just thanks for watching. I hope to see you all very soon up in Shanghai for the game against China. Bye for now.